Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. That is me, Andy Ruther, coming to you on this nice chilly, starting to get some fall weather here. I don't know. We don't have fall. It's just winter. But nice little day here in Cincinnati. I had a rough start for this show. I had a big glass of water, which I just spilled, and thank God I missed my computer. I got it all over the desk. It went like inside the desk. Somehow missed all the equipment. Somehow missed it. Thank God. Missed it. But rough start. But here we are. Here we are on this lovely Thursday afternoon here from Cincinnati. It's been kind of a bumpy week. You know, it's one of those weeks. Like that water spill is almost symbolic of my week. Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you about my first ever public potty training poop session with my toddler daughter, Isla. Little tales from Isla. I know you guys want to hear it. I love talking about the poop. Here it is again. Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, early evening. I pick up Isla from daycare. We have it all planned out, right? I'm like, I'm going to get you. Brittany's going to get Molly later. My nephew has a play here in Anderson, my little township in the burbs of Cincinnati. My 8-year-old nephew's got a play. I said, I'm going to pick you up. We're going to see his play. It's going to be great. We'll grab a quick early dinner, quick, easy, fast dinner. There's a Gold Star right by here. We'll grab a quick, fast dinner, Isla. I'll get a burger. You'll get a burger. It'll be easy. Then we'll go see his play. The Jungle Book, right? A bunch of 8-year-olds singing and dancing. Lovely night. She's never seen a play. She's never seen a live performance. I was all excited. She was excited. We're going to go see your cousin. We're going to go see your aunt. We're going to go see people. Let's do it. So we get to Gold Star. We're sitting down. It's about 5 p.m. In my head, I said, you got 25 minutes to eat, which can be a task. With a 2-year-old. It can be a task, right? Toddlers will do everything but eat. If you got kids, if you got nephews, you got nieces, you know this. You babysit. They will do everything but eat. Anyway, I knew we had a little uphill battle, but I figured 25 minutes, we can do this. She takes one bite, and I mean one bite of the burger. And she says to me, Daddy, I have to poop. And I was like, are you kidding me? Here we go. So thank God, before I left, I had grabbed wipes and an extra diaper. Because those are things as a parent, like you forget sometimes when you get to her age, right? She's going to be 3 and 4 months. When you start getting to that age, the 2.5 age, where she is potty training and she uses the toilet a lot, you forget. But anyway, thank God I grabbed the diaper wipes. Thank God I grabbed her diaper. So I was like, all right, let's run out to the car. It's in the car. I run out to the car, I grab the diaper, I grab the wipes. I was like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, Isla, this is a big girl potty, okay? This is a big girl potty. Like you're sitting on the toilet. I'm gonna have to hold you because at home she's got the barriers for the potty training for her tiny little 2.5-year-old butt, right? She hasn't got that in public. Now the thing folds up, which Brittany ends up telling me later. That's why it folds up so you can take it with you. I didn't know. I don't know these things. So I got her on the toilet and I'm holding her so she doesn't fall into the toilet. And poor girl's struggling. She battles constipation issues. And she's struggling. And she's like, Daddy. So I'm like, okay, just focus. Just focus. Like at home, she doesn't want me to watch her. She'll be like, look the other way, which I get. You don't want people watching you shit. I understand. It's perfectly logical. But here she was in. She's like, just, you got it. I was like, you got this. So she poops. And I'm like, oh, this is huge. First poop in public. This is a big day for us here at the Ruther household. This is a big day for Isla. She's pooping in public on a toilet. So I was like, okay, we got to wipe you. Throw her on the changing table. You know, they got a changing table in there for kids. I throw her on the changing table. Her legs are up. I'm starting to wipe her ass, get all the poop residue off, ready to throw on the diaper. And she goes, I got to go again. I said, what do you mean you got to go again? She goes, I got to poop more. Throw her back on the toilet. Same thing. She's struggling. She gets another nug out. Back on the changing table. All right, girl, we got to get moving. We got to eat. We got to get to this play. She does it again. Daddy, I got to poop more. Throw her back on the toilet. Same thing. Struggles, poops. Throw her back on the changing table. She does it a fourth time. Daddy, I was like, girl, just sit on the toilet. Like, there's no, I'm not rushing you. If you got to go, just let it all. She does this again. And then finally, I was like, are you done? Are you done? Because at this point, we can't even really eat our food. We got to go. We're already running late. My sister-in-law is calling me. I'm like, we're going to be late. And I know these kids' plays only last like 30 minutes. I said, we're going to be late. We've been in this, we no lie, we're in the Gold Star bathroom for like 17 to 20 minutes. This is how long this thing took. My goal was to go in there, eat, get out of there in 25 minutes. We spent 17 to 20 minutes in the bathroom so she can take her first public dump. And then the last time she's on the changing table, she says, I got to pee. I said, just go in the diaper. Like at this point, I don't really care. So yeah, that was fun. First ever public, like you got to be prepared. You don't think about these things. You got to be prepared, man. As a parent, as a dad, whatever. But I was proud of her. I said, I'm proud of you. This is a big step for you. It's a big step for you. It's a big step in life. Your first public shit. It's a big move. It's a big move. And remember this, because nobody likes to poop in public. Just remember this is what I told her. Remember this. Try to reserve it for home. Nobody wants to be taking a dump in between bites of their burger. So we got out of there. We made it to the play. We caught the last 15 minutes. She was happy. She went home. She gets M&Ms right when she poops. So she got that. That was good. She made it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like as a dad, this is what you signed up. This is what I signed up for. I can't complain about it. This is literally what I signed up for. A life that revolves around thinking about my kids' poop. That's basically what I signed up for. And we saw a play. You know, again, we were in Anderson, my little hood. We saw the play, and it was nice. It was a lovely little play. And then I was like, you know, I'm seeing all these moms, and I'm eyeing these moms and these parents, and I'm like, yeah, there's some Karen. My Karen dar was going off. I was like, I bet there's some Karens in here. And then I was like, you know what I haven't done on the Andy Ruther show for a while? I have not done a Karens in Anderson segment. So I think it's time we bring it back. Let's do it. Karens and Anderson.
Going crazy and she's at it again, causing a scene out in public and steadily tripping, threatening to call the police for no legitimate reason. Why? Because they always trying to use their privilege.
Okay. Karens and Anderson, it's been a while. As a reminder, what I do is I go on the Anderson Township friends and moms and friends and moms. What is it? I don't know what it is. It's basically where a bunch of Karenitas, a bunch of Karens in my little suburb of Cincinnati, Ohio, go on to complain. And I want to see what they're up to. Let's see what the Karens in Anderson are up to. What are they bitching about? What are they complaining about? Let's check it out. All right. Who do we got here? First up. Oh, this was a dude. Here we go. All right. First up here is John. Oh, I went to another group. This time I went to the Watchful Eyes in Anderson Township. So John, let's see what John has to say here. All right. Let's pull up the right box, the right frame. Here we go. John. Hey, moms in the front of Anderson Pub and Grill tonight. You were there until about 7 p.m. Pay attention to your kids. They were running wild all over the restaurant, inside and outside, while you sat there chit-chatting. Our server nearly dropped hot food and heavy plates on my wife, the floor, and even one of your kids. That could have meant burns, shattered glass, and injuries for more than just our table. And he starts a new paragraph. Would you let them tear around your house like that? Question mark. Probably not. So why let them do it in public? A restaurant isn't a playground, and the employees aren't your babysitters. The rest of us came to enjoy a meal, not dodge your kids as they yell and race past our tables. Okay. So we have a male Karen. I don't know. What is a male Karen? What do we call a male Karen? Is there a word for a male Karen? Because this John, he is a big time male Karen. What is a male Karen? Is it Chad? Is it Jim? It's not Jim. What would be a male Karen name? Chad seems like a guy. Travis? I don't know. We got to come up with a name for a male. This guy is Karen times 100. And it's even worse when you're a male. It really is. It's worse if you're a woman. In a way, I understand, because this is like what women do. They go on Facebook and they're gonna complain. Oh my God, did you see how these boys reacted at the restaurant? I was aghast, clutching their pearls. I get it. You're a dude, John. You're a dude, man. You have balls, although you really don't after posting this. But biologically speaking, you have testicles. And you're going on Watchful Eyes in Anderson Township to complain about basically kids being kids. Kids are assholes, bro. Kids misbehave. Kids act up. Kids do those things. Should the parents get their kids in order? Yeah. Isla was doing that the other night at Gold Star. She was trying to run around. I said, get your ass in the seat. I didn't say it like that, but get your butt in the seat. Stop playing around. Should parents discipline their kids? Yeah, they should. Also, should you go to the parents at the restaurant, John? Yes. By the way, that it's like a big family restaurant. This isn't like a nice sit down Jeff Ruby's, which is a nice steak place here in Cincinnati. It's not that type of place. This is a pub. It's literally called Anderson Pub and Grill. And this little dude, this little Travis, this little Chad, this little Karenita went home and posted about kids on Facebook instead of just going up to the parents or parent and say, hey, man, I'm trying to enjoy my meal. Can you get the kids in line? Can you get them under control? Your kid's just running up to me with his crayons. This kid's got a fork in his hand. He might stab his own eye out. He's bothering the staff. He's bothering us. I'm just trying to enjoy a hamburger and fries with my wife. You mind just keeping the kids under control? I know kids are a pain. I know they're full of energy. I know they're trying to let loose. Can you just keep them under control? No. This guy's a bitch. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, that's what you are, man. King cuck. You are a king cuck, bro. You went on Facebook to complain about the kids at the local restaurant. I mean, this guy. There are alphas in this world, and this guy is like a beta times a million. He really is. Nothing more beta than this guy. And look at this. It got 319 likes or hearts and 91 comments. Also, just like say, man, stop running on my table, kid. Yo, come on. But just go. This is what I never understand about these people. I say it every time I do this segment. They go on here. They go on Facebook to complain instead of actually just handling the problem then and there. I mean, it's a total bitch move. There's no other way to put it. It's a total bitch move to do this. Again, if a woman does it, I like kind of understand she's still okay. You're a dude, man. Man up, bro. Man up. Dude, John's the type of guy who walks in and his wife's cheating on him and he just closes the door and walks away. He's that type of guy. He doesn't even say anything. He walks in and he's like, oh, excuse me, Sonny. Honey, I didn't see you there. Sorry. I'll knock next time. That's the type of guy John is. Absolutely pathetic. Never get to this point, man. I'll just give you that, man. I'll just say that much. If you're a dude, never get to this point. Never get to the point where you're posting on Facebook in a group that's reserved for Karens, reserved for women. Don't get to this. Don't ever get to this level. All right, what else do we got? Oh yeah, we got a video one here. This next one's pretty good. Let's pull this one up. Okay, what do we got here? Let's see. All right, so this one's pretty good. Someone posted a video. This is coming from Sarah on the Watchful Eyes in Anderson. She says, this dude just stole a package off my front porch in broad daylight while I was home. 2 angry emojis. Anyone recognize him? All right, so she posted her ring cam footage of this dude. This is amazing, by the way. He parks his car and then he just nonchalantly takes her package and nonchalantly gets back in his car and drives away. Let's watch this. This is amazing. Dude, he literally, here's what's crazy. He pulled up in her driveway. There's somebody else on the street. Grabbed her package, just gracefully places it in the driver's side. I'm sorry, the passenger side. Gets back in the car and leaves. Absolutely, man. Let's watch this again. You talk about 0 fucks given. That is this guy. I mean, absolutely none. Let's watch this. Look at him. This big old beer belly, or big old beer gut. Bro. Just a walk in the park. Just casually stealing a package. Now, I looked at the comments. You know, a lot of people were flooding the comments with all types of questions. My favorite one was, did he think the package was his? What do you mean, do you think he literally just showed up to a stranger's house? He pulled in. I love that there's somebody by the drive. Like, he pulls up a driveway and says, hey, I'm just going to take that package. I'm going to steal that thing. That thing's mine today. But a lot of people were like, maybe by mistake. Maybe he thought it by mistake that it was his. I'm like, he just randomly went to a house. He randomly mistook a package that wasn't sent to his house. How does that make sense? That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. But again, and I know this is a little different than the last situation, but I want to repeat the same thing I just said about John in the last situation. Because it's a woman, and I understand, and women are more vulnerable, but you can speak to people on the ring. You can speak to them. Why wasn't she just like, hey, man, that's not your package. That's not your package. Get off my package. I'm calling the cops. And there is somebody else out there like that would give you some protection, right? If you confronted him, there's a witness. There's someone else there. This is why you got to get strapped, though. I mean, I'm serious. That's why you got to get strapped. Imagine if this woman walked outside with a Glock and was like, yo, that ain't your package. Put a gun in the guy's face. Get that on the ring cam. She called the cops, apparently. I read the comment section. Is this a thing? Do people just go up to random doors? I mean, it's amazing, the balls. That he just said, oh, there's a package in front of... It's almost like a game. It's like a game show. What are we going to get today on stealing packages from Amazon people? Like what? Like like he has no clue what's in that package, which is amazing, right? It could be like a makeup kit, which he has no purpose for. Or then does he sell it on Facebook Marketplace? Which would be truly ironic. She posts about this on Facebook. He ends up selling it on Facebook Marketplace. She buys it back on Facebook Marketplace. She sees the makeup kit that she ordered from Amazon that he stole. Ends up buying it back from Facebook Marketplace. I wonder if they found this guy or if the cops did anything. Something tells me the Anderson Township cops aren't exactly the most diligent or savvy kind of cops. Something tells me they're not. Although I'm sure they don't have too much to do. You would think they would find that guy. What's the move, though? What's the move if you're a woman in the house and you see that? Do you just go on the ring cam? Is that what you do? You just say, hey, man, it's not your package. That has a big old beer gut. Dude, and he did it just casually. Bro, that was like a walk in the park. There was no rush. There was no hurry. He just put that package right in the passenger seat, literally slowly walked around. He was in no hurry. Dude probably does that all day. All right, this last Karen. Oh, this is one of my pet peeves. Let's get to this last Karen. Okay, last Karen in Anderson. Here we go. Dear, this is from Rebecca. Dear Anderson Township / Mount Washington folks, please share with your loved ones or read for refresher. Apparently 3 cars, people, she means, do not know the proper way to stop when someone is backing into a driveway. If you or your loved one have arrived at home complaining about the situation on Bernie today, it's a street by us, please educate accordingly. In caps, do not go around in the other lane while someone is attempting this task and honk. Thank you. And then she has a screenshot from Google on the proper ways or the proper technique, whatever you want to call it, for drivers when someone is backing in to their driveway. So here's a few things. One, you're a douchebag if you back in. Like, who are these people? Who are you? Who are these people who back into parking spots, back into their driveway? Now, look, there are extenuating circumstances. If you're in a driveway where you can't see to back out, and it's a potential for wreck. It's not safe. There are certain driveways around corners, around certain areas. I get. It's safer to back in, right? So for you to pull out, it's going to be way easier if you back in. I get it. But those are very, very small, I feel. Like that's a minority of driveways. The total minority. And by the way, this is a white person thing. These are all white people things. Let's just be real. These are all white people things. They really are. You ever seen a black dude back into I've never seen my entire life. Being real. I've never seen a black dude back into a parking spot. I've never seen an Asian dude. I've never seen a Mexican dude. I'm talking not a single time in my life. And I've lived, right? I've lived in California. I've lived in Las Vegas. I've lived in St. Louis. I've lived in Cincinnati. I've never seen anybody but a white person. That's some white people shit. Let's just call it what it is. Back in to a parking spot. And there's nothing douchier than when you do this at like a grocery store. Like, look at this guy. Look at this Chad. I mean, it's a male Karen. Look at this dude backing into his part. So she is doing this in her driveway. I'm just going to assume she doesn't have to. That's what I'm going to assume. So she's mad that people are going around her car, going on the other side of the road, honking, doing the. Here's the thing, honey, if you can't do it, you can't do it. Does that make sense? Like, if it's too hard for you to back into your driveway, don't do it. Now, most of the cars now have cameras, right, where you can do it pretty efficiently. So do it. Again, there are extenuating circumstances, or you're just good at it. Some people are good at it. You're just good at backing your car up. Just do it. Just back your car up. If you have it for certain reasons to back your car up, I get it, right? 9 times out of 10, you're just kind of a douchebag. That's my take. 9 times out of 10, and you're a bigger douchebag if you go on a Facebook group and you're screen grabbing what Google says. You're telling people now you're like a traffic Karen. That's what you turn into went from a normal Karen to just a traffic Karen. You the traffic police?
Well, technically, this is what Google says to do when you are backing into a driveway. You are supposed to patiently wait. You are not supposed to engage with a horn. You are not supposed to give anybody the middle finger, and you most certainly are not supposed to go on the other side of the road, which would technically be a hazard with oncoming traffic, which could damage yourself, or damage me, or damage that driver on the other side of the road.
What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? Just pull into the driveway. Just pull in. Just pull into the driveway. You don't got to back in. You don't got to back in. Again, there are circumstances. You're loading something. That's a circumstance. I get it. Your car should be backed in. You're loading. That's a prime example if you're loading. Or if you have a driveway, which, again, pulling out, backing out could cause problems. I get it. But besides that, don't do that. Especially don't do that. Please do not do that at the store. Please don't do that when you're out in public. Don't back into your parking spot. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to see it. Again, if it's convenient. Okay, like yesterday, I go for a run in this little area on this trail. There wasn't a single person parked there. Did I back into my spot? Yeah. Again, there's a little circumstance. No one's in there. I'm not holding anybody up. I backed in. So maybe I just contradicted everything I said. I'm certainly not going on a Facebook group to complain about it.
And then posting the proper technique on how to back in and the protocol for people to follow along as you watch me back into my driveway.
Man, these freaking Karens. All right, let's get to some. I got a DM I'm going to respond to. Again, the hotline here. We have a hotline. You can hit up the hotline or you can DM me. Always available, always open. Andy Ruther hotline is 859-935-0078. Once again, that's always in the description of the show. 859-935-0078. All right, let's get to a DM that I got a few days ago from Madison. A little Instagram DM. She says, "Hi, Andy. I was hoping to get some questions for the Ruther Show episode. My boyfriend Austin's birthday is tomorrow, and he's a longtime dirtball, and we saw you guys in New Orleans. First of all, happy belated. Seems like your birthday was yesterday. Happy belated, Austin. Hopefully you and Madison went to dinner, movie. I don't know. I don't know what you kids are doing these days. Anyway, 2 topics," she writes. "What was it like going to an all-boys private school growing up? Also, working in marketing yourself, could you touch on what sports league, NBA, NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, has the best marketing in your opinion, and some hot takes on what leagues could improve on in your ideas. Thanks, Andy. Have a great week. Madison, thank you. Appreciate the call. Appreciate the DM. Again, shout out to your boyfriend, Austin. Happy birthday, bro. Happy belated. What do we do now for birthdays? The bigger question, like at what age are you too old to like really celebrate? I feel like nobody, like, because all adults are kids now. All adults are kids. They are. Everybody's a kid. The numbers back it up. Like the amount of adults that we talked about that go to like Disneyland, Disney Park, amount of adults that want to cosplay Halloween for an entire month and just dress up for an entire month. Amount of adults that put on face paint. They go to a sports game. I think it's all bizarre. Like everybody's a child now. So the bigger question is like, at what age is it too old to celebrate a birthday? I don't know. I guess it depends on your situation if you have kids or not. It's kind of my barriers. Like, I'm a dad now. I can't be doing that. So let's get to your questions. First question, what was it like going to an all-boys private school growing up? I liked it. So I basically knew, just let me give some background here in Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a very Catholic town. There's lots of Catholic schools, Catholic churches. It's a very German town. It was founded by the Germans. So there's a lot of Catholic schools, and there's a lot of single-sex Catholic high schools, right? So like when I went to high school, I went to St. Xavier here in Cincinnati, and there's 4 big all-boy high schools. They're in the same athletic conference, which is arguably like one of the best high school sports conferences straight up like in the country. I'm not just saying that. So there's St. Xavier where I went. There's Elder, which is on the west side of Cincinnati. There's Moeller, which is on the east side of Cincinnati. And then there's LaSalle, which is not too far from St. Xavier where I went. So like the 4 big all-boy Catholic high schools have like, I don't know what the enrollment is now, but when I was in high school, we were the biggest. St. X is still the biggest. I don't know. We had like 1,200 kids there, 1,200 boys there. Something like that, 1,200, 1,300. I don't know. It was the biggest, but I'd say they probably range from like now at this point from like 750 to like 1,500. And then it's the same way for girls. There was 5 big all-girls schools, I believe. Ursula, Ursuline, Mount Notre Dame. Actually, there's more. Let's see here. Ursula, Ursuline, Mount Notre Dame, Mercy, Seton, Macaulay. So that's 6. And I know some of those combined. I think Mercy, Seton, and Macaulay combined. But anyway, so my point is like single sex, all boy or all girl Catholic schools were big in Cincinnati. So I kind of knew, I had 3 older brothers. I knew where I was going. I actually loved it. I think there's a lot of advantages of going to like a private all boy high school. One is there, like all that girl drama, I never really experienced because you're not dealing with it, right? So what I mean by that is like school was strictly academics and sports for the most part, right? Like you have more of a tunnel vision when you go, which is nice. Like I didn't have to care. I could sleep in. I didn't have to care about what I was. Now we had uniforms or we had a dress code, not uniforms. But the point is, it didn't matter what I put on to go to school. Like simple things like that, which are nice. It didn't matter if my hair was going every which way because there was no girls to impress. There was no girls to worry about, right? You didn't have to deal with that. So you could focus on the academics, and where I went was very challenging. It's one of the best schools, truthfully. I liked it. I liked the camaraderie. And again, it's different because I went to a Catholic school. So it's a Jesuit school. So it's very like community, service oriented. I think 90% of the kids participate in some sort of community service, whether it's like a big brother, little brother program or canned food drive or all the other different service projects that they have available. Like everybody participated basically in something, which is cool, which is good. But I loved it, man. And then the thing is, my school, kids went from all over the city, and not even just city. Some kids from Indiana, some kids from Kentucky, but they're from all over. So I had friends from all over the city, which was great because then for lack of a better term, we had access to hang out with girls from all over the city, right? So you had all the big girls' schools, which you hung out with. And then you had, like, take, for example, like where I grew up in Anderson. We knew girls from Anderson High School. So then we'd hang out with them sometimes. Or my buddy who's on the other side of town knew some girls from those public schools. So, like, I loved it because you weren't like I wasn't just stuck in my own little bubble, if that makes sense. I had friends that lived all over town. My school is about 35 minutes away from where I lived. So it was a little drive. But I loved it. I mean, it was very challenging academically, but it was good. Like, I never think about it, to be honest. I never think, like, did I miss out because I went to a single sex high school? Did I miss out not going to a co-ed high school? I don't think about that stuff. It's not like I went to college and was like, oh my God, girls in class. Yeah, it was nice. You're like, oh wow, I can look at cute girls in class now. Like, that's a nice bonus that I didn't have for 4 years of high school. But socially, I don't think I missed out on anything. And again, if anything, I'd argue that it was actually beneficial because you didn't have to deal with that stuff during the day. You didn't have to worry about it because you're just around a bunch of dudes all day. I thought it was great. And the truth is, it made the weekends even better, truthfully, right? Like, it made them more fun. Oh, we can go out, we can go see some people, we can go socialize, we can go party. It made it better because you didn't get to see girls during the week. Although it does make me laugh. I'm thinking like, dude, if let's say one of the visiting all girls schools, or let's say one of the all girls schools were there visiting for something, because we would cross over and do collaborations. I don't know what the word would be, like, on stuff, but like if you were in the cafeteria and like girls were walking through, bro, you turned into dudes would turn into animals. It's like something. It'd be like a girl visiting a jail. Like, you turned into fucking monkeys. Like, the dudes were out of control. That's why this whole Miss Nutley thing is so wild to me. Because we were talking about it during the reunion. Like, I remember teachers who really were not that attractive, who like you thought were hot because you went to an all dude high school. Like, if anybody somewhat attractive visited, the dudes straight up turned into monkeys, like climbing the walls and stuff, just like hooting and hollering, like just animals. But overall, I really, like, no regrets, truthfully. I loved it. I absolutely loved my high school, and obviously have a lot of great friendships from there, and the reunion was cool, but no regrets. And again, it's different because it's a big thing here in Cincinnati. It's a big thing for a mid-major city. I don't know how common it is to have that many single-sex Catholic high schools. And you had people from all over, which is cool. You had kids with a lot of money, and then you had kids who didn't, which is nice. I think at least now, 40% of kids are on financial aid. It's that high. So 4 out of every 10 students is on some sort of financial aid. So it wasn't just like the rich of the rich. Now, there were a lot of rich kids for sure, but like, we were always on some sort of financial aid, with my dad putting all of us through high school. And it's great because then you had kids from all over, from all backgrounds, and it was fun. All right, your second question here. Working and marketing yourself, could you touch on what sports league of the 4 major ones has the best marketing in your opinion, and some hot takes on what they could do to improve? So I know we talk about this on Dirty Sports, Joe Prano and I do. I guess it depends on your question. If we're talking strictly social media, we can go. Actually, I looked at the numbers. I have them here. ChatGPT, always our good friend. I looked it up. Are we talking ratings? Are we talking social media? I mean, there's different this is where the discussion, and we've seen this now. There's always been a big talk lately about like how bad NBA ratings are. And like, the counter will say on Dirty Sports, and I am a believer in this, is like, it's kind of apples to oranges, right? When we talk about marketing and media with the NFL, which has 1 game a week, only 17 games in the regular season, to, let's say, the NBA, which has 82, or Major League Baseball, which has 162, right? So I don't think it's fair to just compare. Now, these are the numbers. Let's pull these up. Let's pull up total. No, let's remove this. Sorry, we got the Karen. Here, let's remove this. What do we got? Okay. Let's do. Oh, I deleted it. Hold on. Let me pull this up. I think I have the list of total amount of followers per league. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So this is total followers per league on social media, right? So it looks at the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NHL. Overall, the NBA has the most followers of all the leagues. That's looking at Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So looking at those 5 major social media platforms, and it's not even close, guys. It's not even close. And this might shock some people. This is why when people are like, oh, the NBA is dead, it's not. Well, on what matrix? On what scale? It's not dead. The NBA has 216 million followers. This is the league. This is the @NBA. That's what we're looking at. Just FYI. The @NBA, the @NFL, the @Major League Baseball, the @NHL. The NBA has more social media followers than the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NHL combined. That's a pretty jarring stat, is it not? Again, the NBA has more social media followers from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, more on those 5 platforms than the other 3 major sports leagues have combined. It more than doubles the NFL in social media followers. So when we look at this, it says one thing. The NBA is global, right? We have players from all over the world, Asia, Europe, Africa. You have players from all over South America. And they have done a brilliant job marketing all over. And this goes back to the Dream Team from the 1992 Olympics. And David Stern made a huge push to globalize it. And we see that with all the foreign-born players. So they've done a brilliant job with their social media. Is the NBA as big here? No, it's just not. The ratings back it up. Not as many people are watching it, right? NFL is king here. That's like the NFL is an event. They have done a brilliant job. Brilliant job. And I'm one of those people. I lived in LA for all those years. So it's not like I wasn't around the NBA. I was around the Lakers, the most, and we'll get to that, who have the most followers of any professional sports team combined. Of any professional sports team combined in the States. It's the Los Angeles Lakers. But the NBA is never an event, whether it's a Sunday NBA game or a Thursday night, whatever it is. Football is an event. The NFL has done a brilliant job marketing that. They've done a brilliant job. And I would argue they've done a brilliant job tapping into maybe people who aren't even the biggest sports fans or NFL fans or football fans. They've turned it into a thing. They really have. Like Brittany will sit down with me if I'm watching a game because she's interested. And I think that's a prime example of like they've tapped in. She'll be like, "Oh, put the game on in our room." Let's say I'm watching the basement. She's like, "Why don't you come up? We can watch it in bed together." And it's not that she I would call her a sports person for sure, but my point is they've brought her in. They've done a brilliant job. Like Brittany has watched Hard Knocks, truthfully, a lot of the mid-season ones that I haven't watched. Like when we started dating, I was always interested. I was like, oh, I think she was watching at the time the Colts one. And then they did the Cardinals one. Like she watches that. She'll watch stuff. And I think both the NBA and the NFL have done a great job with that. She was watching Starting Five last night. I laughed. I came up to bed. I was editing some videos here in my studio, and then I came up, and she's watching the Starting Five. the Netflix show. I don't know who's on. I know KD's on it this season, but the point was, I was like, this is smart. Like she's engaged. She likes the reality stuff, the reality TV shows in general. So she can watch it with NFL players. She can watch it with NBA players. Do those exist for Major League Baseball players? Do those exist for NHL players? People want to see access. She watched the full, was it Full Swing? The golf one on Netflix. She's watched every season of that. People want to see a behind the scenes. They want to see what it's like to be this top level athlete. They want to go into your home. They want to see your wife. They want to see your kids. They want to see where you live. They want to see your day to day. And that's, to me, where Major League Baseball just trails. I can't really speak on NHL because I don't follow it, but it just completely lags behind. I mean, the NBA, again, is kicking everyone's ass. But the NFL is king. The NFL is king in the States. Now they're branching out. They're doing all these overseas games. It's smart. I think they're trash. I don't think it's good for the actual game. It's not good for the product of the game. But they're smart. They're branching out into flag football. They want to get young girls involved. You know, it's smart. I mean, look at this. Look at this by breakdown. Okay. These are the top 5 platforms and which team has the most followers. So we're looking at Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Between all those major sports, Instagram is led by the Los Angeles Lakers, and they dominate Instagram. They have 31 million Instagram followers. TikTok, the Warriors, they have 15. Twitter, the most are the Cowboys with 11 million. Facebook, here we go. Major League Baseball has 9 million, bunch of old heads. And the most YouTube subscribers of any sports team in the States is also the Warriors, right? So the NBA just absolutely dominates that. And then the same thing if we look at the top 5 teams. The top 5 teams by most followers across the platform. The Lakers are number 1 with 72 million. The Warriors number 2 with 58 million. The Cowboys number 3 with 34 million. The Heat number 4, very surprising there, with 29 million. And the Patriots number 5 with 26 million. So these are the most followed teams in the United States. Professional sports, most followed teams. 3 of the top 4 are NBA teams. Again, very surprising. The Miami Heat are number 4. Not a single baseball team, not a single hockey team. And I think that pretty much shows it. I mean, baseball has a ways to go. They need those type of shows. They need those type of access shows. They need to showcase people with good personalities, people that are camera friendly. They need to do that. Now, baseball, I think, is doing a good job with Shohei Ohtani leaning into the Asian market because there's millions of people over there, all those things. I think that's smart. But again, the NBA has just they've done a masterful job on leaning into the global market, and the NFL has done an amazing job leaning into the market here in the States. And now they're expanding. I mean, that stuff matters. You get kids hooked. Social media is all that matters. It really is. And it doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter whether it's the NBA or the NFL or a local brand. Like that's the best compliment I can see is somebody who runs social media for a company. When I see somebody post on Twitter like, "Hey man, I get your food because I think you're good at your job. The content's funny, it's creative, it's clever." Like that's like the biggest compliment I can achieve or I can see. And like that stuff that I would show like Gold Star CEO or something like, "Look, man, this stuff matters." Because it's not always easy to explain to, people like, "Hey, how much does it matter?" I'm like, it matters. And the numbers back it up. I study all this stuff. Like the numbers back it up. If a brand has good social media, which again, there's no difference between McDonald's social media and the NBA as far as tapping into young people, getting them excited, getting them to want your product. Doesn't matter whether it's food, sports, pick anything. it all matters. I don't know. I find it all very interesting. And AI is making it wild. And this Sora stuff is absolutely insane. These videos that people are making. So hopefully I answered your question. Appreciate it, Madison. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. That's the show. Again, hotline, you can give a shout. 859-935-0078. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great weekend. Peace.